Okay, got a few more people joining here. Thank you for joining today. Very happy to introduce you to the Raptor transcript processing tool. A few more people in the waiting area. Great, thank you. All right, I'm going to start with just a general introduction here. Raptor Time is going to introduce you to the Raptor transcript processing tool, innovation in digital import of transcripts. What makes Raptor different? So OCR and the ability to read images, the ability to read PDFs is not new, right? It's been out there for invoices. It's been out there for documentations of all kinds. But for transcripts, it's been largely limited for a number of reasons. There are OCR tools for transcripts, but sometimes they can be prohibitive in terms of the time and cost and effort to implement them. And so in my experience in higher ed, there's still a lot of manual entry of transcripts going on. So that's why we built Raptor. What makes Raptor different from other OCR or transcript processing options? One is it's cloud-based. So I'm going to show you that in a moment. It's because it's cloud-based, it's very low time and cost to implement it. We just integrate it with your student system and we're ready to go. What makes Raptor different? Its algorithms are tuned for reading transcripts. Although Raptor and OCR can be used to read other kinds of documents, Raptor itself, as I'm going to be showing you today, is tuned specifically for transcripts, which makes it more accurate, more flexible, and we're responding specifically to educational needs. And, oh, I guess the third point is time for the demo. So I'm going to go ahead and jump and show you that. Had a question there in the chat. How does Raptor integrate with student systems? So we're going to be, if we could hold on to that question, we're going to show you that in just one moment as part of the demo here. So I'm in my PeopleSoft environment here, my demo environment. Raptor can be used with other systems, but we're going to start with PeopleSoft and show you. I'm just going to log in real quick. This will be a very quick demo. If you want to take a deeper dive, definitely contact me offline. We can. So I'm going to go into, for those of you who don't use PeopleSoft, it's okay. You'll have a similar function where really when you're entering a transcript into your student system, you really just need a student ID. Let me go ahead and look up some students here. All right, that one will work. And I need a school ID. Chesapeake College. Okay, so again, this is PeopleSoft, but in other student systems, as long as you have a student and you have a school that's sending you the transcript, now you're ready to process it. We link directly into Raptor. Here is Raptor. As I mentioned, it's cloud-based. You're going to launch it, open it. Let's go ahead and load up a transcript. We're going to see this top, and we want to grab this one. I could show you, I don't have a whole lot of time today. I could show you all kinds of other transcripts that Raptor can handle, very flexible, but I won't have time today in this quick demo. I'm just going to process this sample file. Here's a sample transcript. And now what we do is now you can edit this here, right? OCR oftentimes requires cleanup. You can edit the titles, you can edit the subjects or add or remove rows, right? Clean up grades and everything. But basically at this point, we're going to push this back to PeopleSoft, back to your student system. And you're going to see here that it populated all this data. So that little exchange, identify the student, load the transcript, push the data back to your student system. That's exactly what Raptor is built to do. It does it very flexibly, very inefficiently. There's a lot of bells and whistles here. Raptor can also handle images of transcripts as well as PDFs. And then as I mentioned, all kinds of other different kinds of transcripts because it's specially tuned for that. Let's go back to my slides here. I'm going to try to keep us right at 30 minutes. Why should I run Raptor? Great question, right? Financial return on investment. So I'm going to go here to our Smart Panda tools. If you want to contact me or learn more about Raptor, go to smartpandatools.com. We have a lot of different things. There's videos here that'll show you all about Raptor and our other tools. We have a lot of transfer credit related student services tools, but specifically to the cost of, let's look at this transcript cost map. So we could talk about this webpage talks about our calculations here, but we did a really good, try to do our best to estimate the cost of manual entry, $34 million a year. $34 million a year is spent across the United States hand entering transcripts. And we think we might be underestimating by half. It could be as much as $70 million just paying people to manually enter transcripts. So when you talk about why should your institution run Raptor, figure out how much you're spending on paying people to hand enter transcripts, and you'll quickly realize the efficiencies. But it's also speed. It's not just financial, it's speed of student service, and it's quality and high touch of student service. When students send you transcripts as part of admissions, as part of transferring to your school, if it takes you a long time to respond, your student service level, student expectations, right, are really plummeting. Sometimes days and weeks and months go by and students are not hearing from you. I want to point you back to our website here to an assessment tool that demonstrates the importance of processing transcripts quickly. If you go to our the self-assessment tool here, walk through these steps here, but the questions illustrate the importance of processing transcripts quickly. From a recruiting standpoint, right? So if you say, when an applicant sends you his transcript or her transcript, how quickly do you respond? If you're going to answer somewhere between 6 months and 24 hours, let's say, a couple of weeks, then we're going to say students may find themselves unable to plan for success at your campus. What about onboarding or enrollment? When it's time to enroll in classes, do financial aid and advisors know what to tell students? If you haven't processed that transcript, they do not know what to tell them. And so again, if you're saying, somewhere, sometimes is your answer, then your students are not well informed. So take a look at this self-assessment. Let's go back to my presentation here. So this is our answer to why should you think about running Raptor? Why should you be trying to process transcripts faster? I introduced you to Smart Panda Tools. It's who runs Raptor. Our company, Smart Panda Tools, runs Raptor. And, I'm introduced you to our company here, but I want to do a little bit more intro here to our company. If we go back to our homepage, you'll see that down here at the bottom, we have schools that run one or more of our products. They're running Raptor or they're running some other transfer credit product. And you can see I just want to introduce you to this because we have some major institutions here. Miami, Houston, Florida, right? Florida A&M. We have a lot of schools here that are running Raptor. It's proven, it's in production at large institutions. We come out of a student systems background ourselves at Smart Panda. So we are very much dedicated and knowledgeable about higher education. Let's go back here to sys-agnostic. Let's move forward. So we had a question about in the chat there about the ability to integrate, because I showed you pushing data to PeopleSoft, but ability to integrate. How can you run Raptor? We have all these different options because Raptor is cloud-based. We have, if you're running PeopleSoft, we're going to send you and install the web services to do just what I showed you. launch and read the transcript and push it back into PeopleSoft. Easy integration. XML, if you're running Ellucian Banner, we're implementing right now with the Banner School that we can do the exact same thing I just showed you, but we're going to push it back to you using an XML feed back to Banner to push the data back into Banner. We also have REST API and SFTP. If you're non-technical, I know some of you indicated that you're, registrars and admissions officers and are not technical, not IT people, but APIs or web integrations you're probably familiar with, and your school is already doing a lot of these, and Raptor can integrate in this way. I want to show you just a little taste of the API option. Here's our documentation on Raptor with the API. The power of the API means that it's an open integration, means that no matter what student system you're running, Ginzabar, campus management, any of the others, Datatel, Colleague, any of these can integrate with Raptor using API. So not to get too technical on here, but you can see that basically it works the same way. You pass the transcript to Raptor, you feed it in, Raptor's going to read it and turn around and send you a data package that looks like this, right? The subject, the title, the units, and the grade, right? And it's just going to ping that back to you from reading the file. I have a question there about the file formats that we could send into the API. Yes, you could send a PNG image, a JPEG image, or a PDF. So it's very flexible. Almost out of, don't want to take too much time here. Let's move forward and look at the cost to run Raptor. Had some questions in the chat about the cost and time of implementation. Time, one of the reasons we feel that Raptor is a game changer and it's a new way of handling transcripts is the ease of implementation. The time will be a matter of a couple of weeks, right? So because we're going to give you the API, we're going to give you the install package for your system. You just need to hook it up and start testing it. We'll grant the security to it. So it's implements in weeks, not months. There's no configuration or templates you have to set up. So what I showed you in Raptor here, right? When I process this transcript, I don't have to map it. I don't have to teach Raptor where is the course located, where is the term located, where do I find the units. Raptor knows all that because it's taught to read transcripts. So that's why it's very easy to implement. It's plug and play because you don't have to do a lot of mapping. Then and then the cost. So Raptor is 20% roughly of competing products of alternative OCR tools. It's very inexpensive, and because it's tuned and focused on transcripts, that's how we can keep the cost down, because it's a cloud tool that's focused on transcripts. That's annual licensing, that's very inexpensive, and like I say, you're going to find Raptor is roughly 1/5 of what you would pay for other scripting and file reading processes. Question is, can Raptor integrate with a campus imaging system? Yes, we've done quite a few of those. There's a lot of ways to do that. And we can talk about your specific. So if you're running OnBase or other ImageNow or other imaging systems on your campus, or even a homegrown one, we can integrate with that. Again, you basically just need to push that image to Raptor, and then we'll feed the data back to your student system. With the SFTP option that I was showing you a minute ago, you could even file transfer the transcript, and then Raptor does not retain any data. So we don't retain any sensitive student data. We don't retain transcripts. So we had a question about security of the systems. Yeah, so we don't retain any of that. The file is processed and then sent back to you. And so as regards your imaging system, the transcripts are going to reside wherever you want them to be placed. So We're going to wrap up right there. Let me know if there's any other questions. I want to leave you my contact information. Let's do maybe, since we have a couple of minutes, I'll show you a couple more examples here. Let's go ahead and upload. I'm just going to close Raptor here. We're going to go back to my PeopleSoft. And yeah, we're going to launch just to show you again, a couple more, so have a couple minutes here. Let's show you a transcript that has a watermark. Good example. Oops, I want that. I want to show you one here. Let's say it is this one. All right, so I'm going to process this. This is this one has a heavy watermark, and you'll see though that Raptor will be able to process this, right? So you can see all the courses that Raptor found. Here's an example of cleanup. So you just need to remove, I think that might be it as far as things that are not courses. Here's a title you're going to want to clean up, right? Let's look at an image. Let's say you have, an imaging system in which you have PNGs or JPEGs in your, let's go ahead and show you one here. There we go. All right, so here's an image, a PNG file, and we're just going to process this same way. So we've taken all this burden off of you, right? You don't have to do a lot of mapping and teaching Raptor and setting it up and configuring it. You just start using it. Raptor is already ready to read transcripts. In fact, we did some statistics, and within the past year, Raptor, with all the different users, it's successfully read over 600 different schools' transcripts, right? So it shows you the flexibility. Without mapping, without teaching it, you can read at least 600 different transcripts, if not, more as they keep coming in. So, and these are from all over the state or all over the country, and even actually 10 foreign countries were in our analysis of the different types of transcripts that Raptor is reading. 47 states and over 10 foreign countries already. So with that, I'm going to wind up. I want to point you back to our website again, smartpandatools.com. I'll just launch it again here. If you want to contact me or learn more about Raptor, please go to Smart Panda Tools and go to our contact, and we'll be in touch. And thank you for joining Raptor Time. We're going to do these about once a month, and we'll have invited guests and customers to also talk about it. And so please stay tuned, and thanks for your interest. Okay, have a great Friday.